Have you ever sat quietly on your sofa, perhaps with a book or your phone, and felt the weight of two glowing eyes watching you from across the room? It's a gaze that feels ancient, doesn't it? In those moments, we often wonder what is going on behind those vertical pupils. We call ourselves their owners, their parents, or perhaps just their humble servants. But have you ever stopped to ask if your cat actually knows what a human is? Or more importantly, have you ever considered that to your cat, you might just be a very large, remarkably friendly, and somewhat socially awkward giant cat? It's a strange thought, isn't it? That all our complexity, our technology, and our human emotions are filtered through the mind of a predator that hasn't changed much in 9,000 years. Today, I want to invite you to step into their world for a moment. We're going to explore the profound psychology of the feline-human bond, because understanding why your cat thinks you're a clumsy giant is actually the greatest compliment you will ever receive. And if you stay with me until the end, I'm going to share a specific, almost silent technique that bridges the gap between our two species, something so powerful it can turn a nervous rescue into a confident companion overnight. Think about the way we interact with other animals. When we work with dogs, there is a clear sense of hierarchy. Dogs were bred for thousands of years to look at us for direction, to hunt with us, and to guard our homes. They understand that we are something different, a master, a leader of the pack. But cats are an evolutionary anomaly. According to the work of Dr. John Bradshaw and his non-specialized social behavior hypothesis, cats essentially self-domesticated. They weren't bred for functional tasks like herding or guarding. Instead, they chose to live near us for the easy access to prey in our grain stores. Because of this unique history, humans didn't spend centuries breeding out their wild instincts. This means the soft, purring creature on your lap is biologically and behaviorally almost identical to its wild ancestors, save for a slightly reduced fear response. When your cat looks at you, they aren't looking at a master. They don't have the cognitive architecture to see you as a separate species with higher intelligence. Instead, research suggests that their social brain treats us as what scientists call modified conspecifics, essentially members of their own species who just happen to look a bit different. They apply the same social rules to us that they would to another cat. When they rub their cheeks against your legs, they are marking you as part of their territory and family, using the same ritualized maternal behaviors they would use in a colony. They are inviting you into their world, but on their terms. It's a beautiful, unearned wisdom they share with us, if only we are quiet enough to listen. I often think about the clumsiness we exhibit in their eyes. Have you noticed how your cat might flinch or look bewildered when you try to pet them with a heavy hand? To a cat, our physical contact can feel a bit intense. Imagine a giant trying to pet you with a hand the size of your entire torso. In the feline world, affection is shown through light, sandpaper-like licks and gentle forehead rubs. We, with our heavy hands, are like giant, well-meaning oafs. Yet they tolerate us. They even seek us out. This tolerance is a sign of immense, high-ranking social partnership. They see our clumsy attempts at love, and they choose to stay. They see us tripping over them in the hallway or dropping our keys, and they don't judge us for our lack of grace. They simply accept us as their large, strangely scented roommates. Before we dive into how you can start speaking their language more fluently, I want to ask you a favor. If you're finding value in this exploration of the feline soul, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. It helps us continue to share these deep dives into the psychology of our animal companions, ensuring that every cat and caregiver can find a language of mutual respect. Now, if they think we are just big cats, why do they treat us with such a specific kind of tenderness? The answer lies in a behavior that almost every cat lover knows: making biscuits. You know that rhythmic kneading they do on your softest blanket, or more painfully, on your chest? This isn't just a quirky habit, it's a neonatal behavior. Kittens need their mother's mammary glands to stimulate milk flow. The fact that your adult cat does this to you is a clear sign that they view the relationship as a maternal filial extension. In their mind, you're not just a peer, you are a surrogate mother. You are the source of comfort, safety, and warmth. According to research published in Current Biology with Vitali and colleagues, cats form secure attachment bonds with humans that are startlingly similar to the bonds between human infants and their caregivers. They aren't just socially accepting us, they are biologically tethered to us in a way that mirrors the deepest form of love in the animal kingdom. But here's the heartbreaking part we often miss. Because they see us as mother cats, they often wait for us to lead the way in social rituals. When we're too busy, too loud, or too human, we miss their subtle cues. We miss the slow blink that says, "I trust you with my life." We miss the tail held high with a slight hook at the end, the feline version of a warm hello. We are so caught up in our world that we forget we're living with a creature that communicates in whispers and scents. So, how do we fix this? How do we stop being just clumsy giants and start being the partners they deserve? The solution isn't found in expensive toys or high-tech gadgets. It's found in lowering ourselves, literally and figuratively, to their level. I found that there is a hierarchy of actions you can take to transform your relationship, and I've ranked them based on how effectively they trigger those deep ancestral instincts of safety. Number one is simply sitting on the floor. It sounds too easy, doesn't it? But to a cat, a standing human is a towering, unpredictable pillar. When you sit on the floor, you reduce your physical threat profile. You become accessible. You are no longer a giant looking down. You are a peer sharing the same space. Try just sitting there, not reaching for them, not calling them. Let them discover you. This simple act respects their autonomy and signals that you are a safe harbor in their territory. Number two is the finger-to-nose greeting. In the cat world, a nose-to-nose sniff is the standard ID check. Since your nose is a bit far away, offering a single, still finger at their nose level allows them to approach and scent mark you. It's the polite way to ask, "May I enter your space?" And it's far less intrusive than reaching over their head, which can trigger a predatory fear response. Number three is a bit unusual, but it works wonders, using a wet drum brush. If you have a cat that is particularly distant or a rescue that is still learning to trust, gently brushing their forehead and cheeks with a damp drum brush can mimic the sensation of a mother cat's tongue. It brings back those earliest days of feeling protected and loved. And number four, perhaps the most profound, is the slow blink. This is the universal feline sign of peace. When you catch your cat's eye, slowly close your eyes for a second before opening them and looking away. You're telling them, "I am so comfortable with you that I am willing to close my eyes in your presence." It is the ultimate expression of trust. As we look at these behaviors, we begin to see that our cats aren't just pets, they are mirrors of our own capacity for patience and empathy. They don't need us to be perfect, they don't need us to be masters, they just need us to be there, steady and predictable. There is a specific kind of unearned wisdom in realizing that the most complex part of our bond isn't what we teach them, it's what they have already decided about us. They have decided we are family. They have decided our clumsy, heavy-handed love is worth more than the freedom of the wild. But there is one more thing, a realization that is both powerful and a little bit heartbreaking. It's about the silence of a cat's grief and how they perceive our absence. Have you ever wondered why your cat waits by the door, or why they seem to punish you with coldness when you return from a long trip? It isn't spite, it's something much deeper, tied to the very core of their social brain. We'll be exploring that emotional landscape in our next video, but for now, I want you to go to your cat. Don't pick them up, don't move too fast, just find them where they are. Perhaps sit on the floor nearby and give them that slow, intentional blink. Because in their world, you are the giant who chose to be kind, the clumsy cat who became a mother, and the person who makes their world feel safe. And really, is there any higher compliment than that?